Be me, 28, graphic designer, living in Portland with my cat and my Subaru, and zero regrets about either. Sunday brunch with the usual group at Rosie's, this place that does good coffee and has a patio. Me, Jake, David, Jake's girlfriend Emma, and Zoe. Zoe's been coming around more lately, recently single again, always has some story about her latest dating app disaster. Today's episode, some guy from Hinge who took her to a brewery. He didn't even ask what I wanted to drink, Zoe said, scrolling through her phone like she was presenting evidence. Just ordered for himself and expected me to figure it out. And then, get this, he suggested we split the bill. Emma made a sympathetic noise. I nodded along. David glanced at Jake. Jake suddenly became very interested in his coffee. And the conversation was so boring, Zoe continued. Like, I'm sitting there doing all the emotional labor, asking questions, being engaged, and he's just talking about his job, his crypto portfolio. I don't care about Bitcoin, Brad. That sounds exhausting, I said. It is. Zoe looked at me like I was the only one who understood. And this is every guy. Every single one. They don't plan anything creative. They don't make you feel special. They expect you to be impressed that they showed up. The bar is literally on the floor. David opened his mouth, closed it, took a sip of his coffee. What? Zoe said. Nothing, just... David shrugged. Maybe the guy was nervous. First dates are weird for everyone. Oh, so I'm supposed to lower my standards because men can't handle basic social interaction? I didn't say that. You're literally defending him right now. Jake put a hand on David's shoulder. The universal sign for let it go, bro. I'd seen this play out before. The guys would try to offer perspective. Zoe would take it as an attack. Someone would say, anyway, and we'd move on. Honestly, I got why she was frustrated. Dating men seemed like a nightmare. I'd been out since college, dated women exclusively, and never had to deal with the emotional incompetence straight girls complained about. After brunch, Zoe and I walked to our cars together. I swear, men are just broken, she said. Like, actually broken. I don't know how straight women do it. Have you ever thought about not dating men? I said it casually, but I'd been thinking it for weeks. She laughed. What, like go full lesbian? I mean, bisexual is a thing. You don't have to commit to a label. I unlocked my car. I'm just saying, women actually put in effort. We communicate. We're not emotionally stunted. Zoe stopped walking. Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying? I'm saying if you're tired of dealing with men's bullshit, maybe try something different. She smiled. You know what? Maybe I will. That night, she followed me on Instagram. Then she liked 6 of my photos in a row. Then she DM'd me. Zoe. Okay, so I downloaded her and I have no idea what I'm doing. LOL me. It's pretty straightforward. Just swipe like normal, Zoe. Are you on there? Me. Yeah, Zoe. Would it be weird if I swiped right on you? I stared at my phone, told myself this was a good idea. She was cute, fun when she wasn't ranting, and she deserved someone who'd actually appreciate her. I'd be good to her. I'd show her what dating someone considerate actually looked like. Me. Only if you don't match me back 3 dots. Then, Zoe. Too late. We matched. Started texting. She was funny over text, self-deprecating in that performative way where you're fishing for reassurance, but it's still charming. She sent me selfies. I sent some back. By Tuesday, I'd asked her to get drinks that Friday. Zoe. OMG, yes. Somewhere cute though. I want good lighting for photos. I told myself that was fine. Everyone likes a photogenic spot. I told Jake about it Wednesday over lunch. He looked at me like I'd just announced I was joining a pyramid scheme. Dude, he said, you sure that's a good idea? Why wouldn't it be? He chose his words carefully. Zoe complains a lot, about everything. She complains about men being shitty, which, fair. David's ex did the same thing. Constant complaints, nothing was ever good enough. Turned out she was the problem. That's different. Is it? Yes, I said, because I'm not a man. I actually know how to treat someone. Jake didn't look convinced, but he let it go. I should have listened. Friday came. I picked the wine bar she'd been hinting about. Ampersand downtown, exposed brick and Edison bulbs, the kind of place that shows up on every best date spots in Portland list. I got there first. Ordered a glass of Pinot Noir, waited. Zoe walked in 20 minutes late, looking like she'd spent 3 hours getting ready. She probably had. Black turtleneck, high-waisted jeans, leather jacket. She looked good and knew it. Sorry, traffic was insane, she said, kissing my cheek. There was no traffic. It was 7 p.m. on a Friday in Portland. But whatever. We talked. She was charming when she wanted to be. Funny stories about her co-workers. Self-aware jokes about her dating history. When the server came by, she ordered the most expensive glass on the menu without looking at the price. "Oh God, I shouldn't," she said after ordering. "I'm trying to be good." She wasn't trying that hard. She kept it. The check came. I waited to see if she'd reach for it. She didn't. I paid. $87 for 2 glasses of wine and an appetizer we barely touched because she was trying to be good. "Thank you," she said, smiling. This was really nice. It was fine. First date, I'd asked her out. It made sense. Second date was the following Sunday. She'd texted me Tuesday night. "Zoe, have you been to the Botanical Gardens? I've been dying to go, Zoe. They have this brunch spot that's supposed to be so aesthetic." I looked it up. $32 French toast. $16 cold brew. Reservation required. I booked it. Sunday morning, I picked her up. She spent the car ride scrolling Instagram, occasionally showing me photos of outfits she was considering buying. The botanical gardens were nice. Spring blooms, winding paths, decent weather. But Zoe spent more time angling for photos than actually looking at anything. "Can you take one of me here?" She handed me her phone. "Make sure you get the flower in the background." I took 6 photos. She looked at each one, frowning. "The lighting's weird." "Let's try over there." We tried over there. And over there. And over there. By the time we sat down for brunch, I'd taken maybe 30 photos. She ordered the $32 French toast, the $16 cold brew, and a side of fruit she didn't touch. She took 3 bites of the toast, spent 5 minutes arranging it for the perfect angle, posted it to Instagram, then pushed the plate away. "This place is cute," she said, scrolling through the post's early likes. "But honestly, not as aesthetic as I hoped. My ex took me to this place in Seattle that had better vibes." "Your ex," I said. "Yeah. I mean, he was terrible, but he knew how to pick restaurants." The check came. $84. She didn't reach for it. I paid again. In the car, I did the math. 2 dates, $171. I told myself it wasn't about the money. It was about, I don't know, being generous, showing effort. But a small knot formed in my stomach. Third date, concert. She'd mentioned wanting to see this indie band, so I bought tickets. $150 each. She showed up 20 minutes late. "Sorry, I couldn't find parking." We were at a venue with a parking garage. The seats weren't close enough for her. "I can barely see. Do you think we could have gotten closer?" "These were the best available when I bought them." "When did you buy them?" 2 weeks ago." "Oh." Pause. "You know what would have made tonight perfect? If we'd gotten VIP. My ex-boyfriend got VIP once." I felt something cold settle in my chest. "Your ex seems to come up a lot." "I'm just saying." She pulled out her phone. I'm not comparing you or anything. I'm just sharing my experiences. Halfway through the set, she said she was tired and wanted to leave. We left. In the car, she scrolled Instagram. I drove in silence. You're quiet, she said. Just tired. Are you mad at me? No. You seem mad. I wasn't mad. I was something else. Something I didn't want to name yet. Week 3. We were official now, apparently. Zoe had posted a photo of us on Instagram. Me, mostly cropped out, her outfit in focus. Caption: My person white heart. I was flattered until I watched her refresh the post every 5 minutes. Why isn't this getting more engagement? She muttered. Maybe people are just busy. Emma's posts always get more likes. She looked at me. You should post about me too. I don't really post much. You could start. That night, she sent me a photo she'd taken of us. You should post this one. I look really good in it. I posted it. She commented immediately. Then, in my DMs, can you tag me in the caption too, and maybe use a better filter? The complaints started small. At a coffee shop. You always order boring drinks. Can't you be more adventurous? At a bookstore. Why do you dress so practical? You'd look better in something more stylish. After I suggested a free hiking date. I'm not really an outdoorsy person. Can we do something else? She posted in the friend group chat. Some people really show their true colors. I asked what that was about. She said nothing. The farmer's market was David's idea. Double date, him and his girlfriend Sarah, me and Zoe. Low key, easy, free. Zoe hated it immediately. This is so random, she whispered. Why are we here? It's nice. Fresh air, local vendors. It's boring. I ended up talking to Sarah about work. She's a UX designer. We had stuff in common. 10 minutes of normal conversation about freelancing and client nightmares. Zoe went cold. On the drive home, she stared out the window. You okay? I asked. You seemed really into Sarah? What? You were talking to her for like forever. Should I be worried? We were talking about work. Sarah's dating David. I'm dating you. I just think it's interesting that you paid more attention to her than to me. I didn't... Forget it. She didn't forget it. That night, Zoe, do you even want to be with me? Me. Of course I do, Zoe. Doesn't feel like it. Me. I'm sorry if I made you feel that way. Zoe. You always do this. Me. Do what? Zoe. Make me feel crazy for having feelings. I stared at my phone, read the messages again, tried to figure out what I'd done wrong. I couldn't. I brought up the money thing a week later. Gently. We were at my apartment, sitting on the couch, halfway through a bottle of wine I'd paid for. Hey, so, I've been thinking, maybe we could split costs sometimes? Or take turns paying? Her face went neutral. Split costs. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind treating you, but it's been a few weeks and... So you're keeping score? What? No, You're literally keeping score right now. That's so transactional. She set down her wine glass. Wow. I'm not keeping score. I'm just saying maybe we could be more balanced. Balanced. Right. She laughed, but it wasn't a real laugh. So what? You want me to Venmo you for dinner? Should I pay you back for the concert too? That's not what I'm saying. Then what are you saying, Caroline? I'm saying relationships are supposed to be mutual. We both put in effort. Effort. Her voice went sharp. I'm here, aren't I? I'm giving you my time. Time is money, and plus I'm letting you into my life. That's not enough for you. I felt like I was losing my grip on reality. I just want us both to contribute. You're being controlling, just like a man would. The phrase hit me like cold water. I thought you were different, she continued. I thought dating a woman would be different. But you're just as demanding as every guy I've ever dated. Zoe, I need some air. She left, sat in her car for 20 minutes, then drove away. I sat on my couch, staring at the 2 wine glasses, wondering what the hell just happened. My phone buzzed. Jake. Dude, Sarah just told me Zoe's posting in the group chat about you. I checked. Zoe had messaged everyone except me. Zoe, I thought dating women would be different, but Caroline's been so demanding and critical lately. I feel like I can't do anything right. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Emma had responded. Oh no, babe. I'm so sorry David hadn't responded. Jake sent me another text. This sounds exactly like what my ex did to me. Remember? I did remember. Jake's ex 2 years ago. The one who made him feel insane. The one who twisted every conversation, cried when he asked for basic reciprocity, painted him as the villain to their friends. I'd told him he was probably overreacting. I texted David the next morning. Me. Can we talk? About your ex? David. Yeah, man. Coffee? We met at a place near his apartment. He looked unsurprised when I brought up the similarities. She did the same thing, he said. Every conversation became about how I wasn't doing enough. I'd plan dates, pay for everything, listen to her complain about work, about her friends, about me. And when I finally asked if we could split a dinner bill, she cried. Cried? Full breakdown. Said I was making her feel worthless. That if I really cared, money wouldn't matter. He stirred his coffee. Then she told our friends I was financially abusive. Jesus. Yeah. And the worst part? I started believing her. Like maybe I was the problem. Maybe I was being cheap or selfish or... He stopped. Some people are just like that, Caroline. Gender doesn't matter. They'll take everything and convince you it's your fault for noticing. I pulled up my Venmo history that night. 6 weeks of dating. Zoe, $850. Concert tickets, dinners, that botanical garden brunch, wine bars, coffee dates, the rideshare to her place when she was too tired to drive. She'd never paid me back for the concert tickets like she said she would. I tried one more time. Texted her asking if we could talk. She showed up at my apartment 2 days later. I'd rehearsed what I wanted to say. Calm, clear, non-accusatory. I just need us to be more equal, I said. Not just with money, but with effort. Planning dates, emotional support, all of it. So this is still about money. It's about balance. If you really loved me, you wouldn't care about money. My ex at least tried to make me feel special. I'm not your ex. No, you're worse. Because you pretended to be different. She stood up. You know what would fix this? If you actually showed me you care. We could go to that spa I mentioned. A couples massage, reset everything. If you're willing to invest in us. Zoe, I'm not paying for a spa day to prove I care about you. Her face went cold. Then I guess you don't. That's not... I'm done. She grabbed a jacket. I'm done trying to make you happy. Nothing I do is ever enough. She left. I didn't chase her. I broke up with her via text an hour later. Kept it short. Me. I don't think this is working. I wish you the best. Her response came immediately. Zoe. Wow, Zoe. I gave you everything, and you're just throwing it away, Zoe. I should have known you'd do this. Zoe, hope you're happy. I turned off my phone. A week later, Emma sent me a screenshot. Zoe had posted in the friend group chat. Zoe, so I'm back on the apps, LOL? Dating women is just as hard as dating men. Everyone's so selfish now. Is it too much to ask for someone who actually tries? I stared at the message. The complete lack of self-awareness was almost impressive. Jake texted me, separately. Jake. She's already posting someone new on IGBTW, I checked. He was right. 10 days after our breakup, new girl. Caption. Finally someone who appreciates me. I met Jake and David for coffee the following weekend. Sarah came too. I'm sorry, I said. I didn't believe you guys. I thought you were exaggerating, or just, I don't know, being men about it. What does that even mean? David said, but he was smiling a little. I don't know. I had this idea that women were just better at relationships, more emotionally intelligent, that the problem was always guys not trying hard enough. And now? Jake asked. Now I think some people are just exhausting to date. Period. Sarah nodded. I had a friend like Zoe in college. She'd complain about every person she dated. Men, women, didn't matter. Always their fault, never hers. Eventually, we all realized she was the common denominator. I should have seen it, I said. You wanted to help her, Jake said. That's not a bad thing. You just learned the hard way that some people don't want help. They want validation. David raised his coffee cup. Welcome to the club, dude. That night, Zoe posted a long Instagram story. I almost didn't click it. Wish I hadn't. Can we talk about how men have completely ruined dating culture? It started. They've conditioned women to accept the bare minimum, to think splitting bills is normal, to believe asking for effort is too much. And now even queer spaces are infected with this transactional capitalist mentality. This is literally the patriarchy at work. Men taught us that love should be earned instead of freely given. They set the bar so low that now everyone thinks basic generosity is unreasonable. We need to deprogram this. I deserve softness. I deserve effort. I deserve someone who doesn't keep score. And I won't apologize for having standards. No, I read it 3 times. Part of me wanted to be angry, but another part, the part that had spent years in feminist circles, nodding along to posts exactly like this, kind of got it? Like, she wasn't entirely wrong. Men had set the bar low. The patriarchy did condition people to see love as transactional, but also, I'd just spent 6 weeks being drained. I met Jake and David for coffee the following weekend. I still don't get it, I said. Is it really this difficult for men to please women? They both looked at me. I mean, you guys are always complaining about how hard dating is, but women literally just want effort, basic respect, someone who plans things and doesn't make everything about themselves. We do that, David said quietly. Do you though? Jake set down his coffee. Caroline, you just went through the exact same thing we did, with the exact same person. Yeah, but I stopped. That's different. How? Because I tried to find the words. Because Zoe's been hurt by men. She's got defenses up. You can't blame her for having standards after years of dealing with guys who don't try. So when she does it, it's trauma, David said. When we complain about the same behavior, we're just whining. That's not what It is though. Jake wasn't angry, just tired. You dated her for 6 weeks and barely survived. I dealt with the same thing for 8 months. Marcus had his ex for a year. We told you. You didn't believe us. I wanted to argue. Wanted to explain that there were structural reasons why women had higher standards, why they needed partners to prove themselves, why the bar being low was men's fault in the first place. But I just felt exhausted. Maybe you're exaggerating, I said finally. Like Zoe was a lot, but that can't be every woman. David and Jake exchanged a look. Sure, Jake said. Not every woman. Most of my exes were great, I added. Normal, reasonable. Right. I just think men need to understand that women have been conditioned to expect less. So when we ask for basic effort, it's not entitlement. It's deprogramming. Neither of them responded. I finished my coffee. changed the subject. We talked about work, about Emma's new job, about normal things. But the conversation sat weird in my stomach. I'm more careful now about who I date, but I still think Zoe had a point about the patriarchy. Maybe she just expressed it badly. Maybe the problem really is that men taught everyone to be transactional. I don't know. Jake and David are probably exaggerating anyway. Dating can't actually be that hard for them. Can it?